Welcome back. Hopefully you've been here before, or maybe not. This is Negotiating with Jesus. I'm Tom. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the internet, and I feel like one of the things I want to do is find some kind of space in it that I can interact with people. One of the things I've been doing is reading through Mark and giving some little brief discussions about what Jesus is saying, what he did in the world. I think I'm going to try and start to do jokes, like a joke of the day, maybe something like that. And one of the things I do is I preach. I preach a little bit. I talk to youth groups. So I do this stuff that seems to me important. And, everybody has a hierarchy of or prioritizes what's important. And what I do may not seem important to some. The idea of preaching or whatever, religion, it's lost favor in the world. But it's really the most powerful underlying thing that there is. So I'm going to tell jokes, and one of the things I did the other day, I told jokes in the sermon, and I told the joke wrong. It's terrible, because I want to tell a joke and use that. I'm trying to think of how a joke relates to telling the gospel. What is it that you're giving somebody? What's the interaction when you tell somebody a joke? So I told this joke, and I told it wrong, but I'm going to tell it right this time. So this is a joke that you can tell a small child. My daughter of 6 actually is the one who corrected me on this joke. My 6-year-old told me that I told the joke wrong. So here's the correct way of telling the joke. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. And the thing about a joke is my daughter can understand it. So she hears the joke and hears because 7, 8, 9. And she knows what it means to say 6, 7, 8, 9. She understands counting. And it's something she grew into. It's something that at some point she's like, she had counted on her fingers and had learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 10. And that opened up to her, and she was born some kind of little animal, and she's becoming a human. And humans open up into these new worlds. So the world of counting was open to her. She's a 6-year-old, and she can count to 100 or whatever, 200. She's starting to get to the whole world is opening up. There's something magical about it. And this has to do with religion. It has to do with humanity. It has to do with psychology. It has to do with growth. So, because 7, 8, 9, she heard the joke, and the joke, when she played it in her mind, her wheels were turning, because 7, 8, 9. Because 7, 8, 9, and she knew what the numbers were. And then all of a sudden, a window opened up, and you said 8, but you meant 8, because 7, 8, 9, and all of a sudden a world opens up, and she's taken another step. And it's not a material thing, it's a world. It's a world that opens, and she goes into it. And this happens over and over in life, that we see the material world around us, and that is some kind of animal encounter, that we encounter it and we see it and we interact in it, and we move rocks and we pull out carrots and eat them. And there is a material aspect to existence. There's a material aspect. But then there's this other thing that's the story of life, the spirit of life, the mystery of life. And when a mystery is revealed, that's not a material thing, it's some kind of magical thing, some kind of spiritual matter, you can go into a new place. And this is what Jesus did, is he brought into the world this great revelation that there's something else going on in the world, and we all know it. We all know it. We all know that love isn't a thing. if it was a thing, we could ask if someone had a little extra, and they could give us, they could say, yeah, I have some right here in my pocket, and they'd pull it out and they'd give you some love. And we do give each other love, but what's the exchange? Is it a material exchange? Do you give somebody something that you had in your pocket, you had handy, or is it some kind of mystery that we interact with and we can give it, but we can't take it? Whatever it is, we can only give it. We can receive it if it's given to us, but we can't say, I know you are a good lover, and take it. That's why we call taking love by force rape. It's a violation. It's not something you can take, it's something you can give. That's a mystery, and it's not a material mystery, it's a spiritual mystery. And the truth of it is that everyone understands it, and anybody who tells you otherwise is either still a child who doesn't get the 6, 7, or the 7, 8, 9 mystery that you all of a sudden understand and walk into, or they're lying, or Satan, the great deceiver, has convinced them that they should doubt what they know is true. It's the greatest sin of all, is to doubt what you know is true. It's, in some way, it's this blaspheming of the Holy Spirit. It's this thing that seems unforgivable, and you could see the unforgivable nature if someone would perpetrate a horrible thing on a child. That there's something you know shouldn't be done, and you do it. There's something mysterious about that sin as well, that missing of the mark. So when somebody, say an atheist, and I have the atheist debate, and I actually love that, because that's where the mystery needs to go. And that's who needs to all of a sudden have it opened up to them, like 7, 8, 9, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I did believe that there was something mysterious about the world, and it's not material. And all of a sudden you understand something. And it's because, I don't even know why, all of a sudden there's an age or a time or a readiness that all of a sudden a new world opens up. And it's a mysterious thing. So Jesus comes and says, I'm going to tell you some things, and whatever you think the world is, this hierarchy of trying to achieve success, and if you think of a hierarchy as trying to get to a heavenly place, a paradise, a place of wealth and comfort, a place where needs are taken care of, where there's no more pain or suffering, and you're going up this mountain of conquest, and you're trying to reach a heavenly paradise. And Jesus says, look, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm going to bring paradise down. And I'm going to bring it to the lowest and to the least, to the lost. I'm going to bring it down, and it's going to be available to those who don't deserve it, those who haven't earned it, those who can't earn it. And you're trying to get up to heaven, but heaven's been brought down. And you get to the top of the peak, and you're looking around, and you find out that you should have gone down, because heaven was brought to those who don't deserve it. And all this time you're thinking, no, I'm going to deserve it. I'm going to get to the place where I deserve it. And Jesus says, no, you're one of the people that don't deserve it. You're down below. You think you're godlike. You think you can earn salvation. You can earn this position. You can't. It's going to be brought down. And if you run up, you're going to miss what's been brought down. So this idea that Jesus awakens some kind of spiritual understanding that we all know is true, and all of a sudden we get it. That is when we bow down to him and say, you know what? I thought I was the God in the picture. I thought I was in control. I thought I wanted to be the king of my own destiny, the master of my destiny. And in some way, I knew all along that through all my power and effort, I will get to my death. That will be my achievement, my master achievement that will stand for all of time, is I will die. It is not, if I, Lincoln already wrote the Gettysburg Address. It's not gonna, that I'm gonna have the greatest short speech of all time. That'll be echoed forever. But you know what? Whatever Lincoln did, it won't be echoed forever. It's gonna be something that the sands of time will cover up. Whatever your achievement is going to be, you're going to be a forgotten dead person. That's for sure your lasting eternal achievement. Through your power and your effort and your work, you will build something that will turn to dust. And it's a tragedy unless there's a king who you can submit to that can redeem your story. So there's a bit of what I'm going to do is try and tell jokes. And what I understand that what I need to do is provide content day after day, and create a niche, a niche for myself where people can come and get a joke, but also some kind of context where, what does it matter? Why should a joke be important? Because a joke, when you see it in a child, it opens up a world. It opens up something that is human, that we get something joyful, some kind of great gift, some kind of mystery. And I like jokes. Because I'm a guy, I think being funny is important. It's very weird that I think that. There was one joke that I had wanted to tell, and it's this. If you look close enough, all eyes, no, I just messed it up. If you look close enough, all mirrors look like eyeballs. Yeah, that was my joke that I messed up. So that was a funny joke that I just messed up. I'm going to try and tell good jokes, and I'm going to try and analyze them, and I'm going to try and relate to why a small story, the gift of a small story, is like the gift of the gospel. It's a small story that opens up another world. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. You know what to do. I tell you every week, like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. You want to hear my joke of the day if I can ever manage that. So thanks for coming. Tom at Negotiating with Jesus. Bye.